¿Qué pasó, mi gente? Welcome to the Tomatolito Show. Thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode. And I got another episode and another addition to that brief series that I've been working on the last few weeks, putting together a series, paying homage and respect and giving notoriety and a shout out to these big organizations, these MMA and boxing-based organizations around the world. This one I could not leave out. I ended up covering Shuto. Shuto has Shuto Brazil. They have Shuto USA and obviously Shuto Japan. Shuto's been doing big things, and I couldn't leave this organization that we're going to talk about today. I couldn't leave it out of the list. Today we're going to talk about Jungle Fight. Jungle Fight in Brazil has been doing some awesome things. I've checked out some of their previous events. They've had some awesome talent. To me, they have some of the premier Brazilian talent competing in Jungle Fight. And to date, the claim is that they've had nearly 200 of their previous fighters grace and come in and out of the UFC. So we've had some big names that have come out of Jungle Fight. They put some awesome events out there in Brazil. They were founded in 2003, and the person who established this program, the founder, is none other than a former MMA fighter himself, Walid Ismail. So we see Walid Ismail usually representing fighters. Most notably, we see him with Paulo Costa. He's putting on some amazing events out there, and he's bringing some awesome fighters out to the UFC. Of course, Jungle Fight based out of Brazil. They have a working relationship with Rizin Fighting Federation, so they end up sending fighters out there. They end up competing fighters, and Rizin fighters end up competing over at Jungle Fight. To date, they have hosted nearly 102 events, and they are the largest MMA organization in South America. Independent organization, that is. In 2006, they held their first and only event to date outside of Brazil. Now, they took Jungle Fight to Slovenia in 2006, and then they went back to Brazil, and that's it. They've never left Brazil since then or prior to. So they hosted an event in Slovenia, and that was big news for Jungle Fight that they were starting to break out of their local market. In 2007, it seems, as much as research I try to do, it seems like they took a year off. 2007, there was no events held, and then they came back in full force by 2008 and continued on. They've been on a roll ever since. Their most recent card was supposed to take place this year, 2020. It was supposed to take place back in March, and the card was canceled. Now, several of the organizations that I covered in prior episodes seem to have suffered a similar fate, and that's due to the global pandemic, the COVID-19 global pandemic that's been felt by everybody, businesses and people alike. So no stranger to the pandemic here. They ended up canceling that card in March, and to date, they have not hosted any other events. Looks like by 2021, they're going to be putting some events together. The schedule's not released yet, but they're definitely working at it. And there's also something that I found that I came across was a documentary by the name of Enter the Jungle. If you guys have a chance, check it out. Enter the Jungle is based around the forming of Jungle Fight, of this organization. It's narrated by Ice-T, and it's a pretty cool documentary. I'm halfway through it. I want to finish it, but definitely based about the effect and how they end up fighting fighters out of the favelas out in Brazil. So pretty cool documentary. Currently, you could find Jungle Fight on locally in Brazil. TV Band is a way to watch. ESPN, ESPN3, ESPN Deportes for Latin America, and DAZN, of course, seems to be their biggest backer, the biggest support that they have right now, which would expose this league globally, right? It would end up giving maximum exposure to Jungle Fight. Check your local listings. Of course, like I said, seems like the schedule is being worked on for 2021. Nothing finalized yet, and no month in sight yet that they've announced. No major announcements there. I mentioned to you guys that the claim is out there that they've had nearly 200 fighters from Jungle Fight grace the octagon of the UFC. Some of the most notable fighters and some of the most notable names that I came across was Fabricio Verdum, none other than Fabricio Verdun. He did amazing things in Strikeforce and the UFC. He's also has a history with Pride. Gabriel Gonzaga, another big name, another big body. Lyoto Machida, who's now in Bellator. Obviously spent a large portion of his career in the UFC. Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, obviously another one that's been around everywhere. You name it, you've seen him. Jose Aldo. What can we say about Jose Aldo? Still competing. He's actually going to compete this month. Big effect in the UFC, WEC, if you ever saw him in those days. But he graced the Jungle Fight promotion as well back in the day. Renan Barral, another big name. John Lineker, still competing in the UFC today. And Bej Correa, another one who competed against the famous fight against Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm. Two big fights that she had there. Jungle Fight, check it out. Keep it in your minds. Make sure you keep an eye out for them come 2021. No other events set for them to close out 2020. They've been down since March, but keep an eye out for them. Don't forget about this event because they've been doing big things in Brazil and they seem to be the biggest organization in South America. So you're bound to be entertained and you're bound to see quality fights coming out of Jungle Fight. So awesome to cover Jungle Fight. I couldn't leave them out of this list. And for you Jungle Fight fans out there, this one is dedicated to you. For those of you who had no idea what Jungle Fight was, check out the documentary so you could actually learn a little bit about Jungle Fight, and you're bound to become a fan immediately and start checking out their fights and start checking out some of their past events. You know, YouTube's your go-to source, right, for almost everything and all these organizations that I've covered. You could check out KSW, you could check out Jungle Fight, you could check out M1 fights, you could check out Shuto fights, amongst the recent ones that pop in mind. But I've given you guys more than enough to keep you guys busy. And of course, if there's an organization that you think I'm forgetting about or that you feel that I should be mentioning, shoot me an email. Shoot me a tweet, send me a DM through Instagram, post something on Instagram, comment, let me know which one you would like for me to cover. And I promise you, I will present this program, this organization in a respectable manner, do justice by them and do justice by you, the fight fan. So with that, I'll leave you. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk soon. Take care.